with that press release from the Electoral Commission, that they're going to have to extend the time frame within which they're going to announce the results and all of that, what do you make of it? Did the Electoral Commission rush into this, and has it placed itself in a position of discomfort, do you think?
Not necessarily. I think that in the first place, they did a responsible thing, as to reiterate, by stating that we are going to declare, the results, but just not
within 24 hours.
No, now. This new directive says that we would declare, but not the 24-hour deadline that we initially give. So that's very responsible, so that at least everybody knows that it's not going to be declared in the 20. Having said that, we then have to now do a forensic of what informed their decision to think that you'd be able to declare. Some of the issues have been that they are going to do a regional collation, final one at the national level, so most of these things will play out maybe in the regions, so not necessarily things that would slow.
So when it comes to the HQ, they just collate what the regions
like the 1+1 Sule is talking about, and then we move on. But then it could then be the case that the fact that there are delays in the constituency itself, then indirectly also impact on your own capacity to be able to deliver.
But there was always that likelihood. Yeah. So why jump the gun then and say you're going to do it within 24 hours?
You jump the gun because you believe in your process, you believe in the systems that you have put in place, but systems remain to be tested. Right. And this is a first. It's not been done. Her way of doing it is not how we know to have been doing it.
If it were a test, then would you say this is a failure? Because if it's a test and you're not going to make the 24-hour time frame, then
not necessarily. Obviously. We are just it's not yet even 24 hours yet. The only good thing is that it's a few minutes more. But then to wait, the point is you give out the information very clear that we can't do this in the 24 hours. Right. And I think it just goes to also comfort a lot of people who were actually agitated, because if you see the rate at which the results are coming, which in themselves are not in a very coordinated or one way that everybody is following, then you think, no, we are not going to be able to get to the end of this in the 24-hour space. So if the EC comes to say that, then at least it reassures people that, yes, there's a process going on, there's a counting, there's a monitoring, and there's all that. But then the aspect they will now have to deal with is to let us know in real time how this is now going to play out, because to also give a vague response that we would tell you in due course in itself also causes anxiety.
Right.
Because there's a finality if you say we are expanding this in the next 6 hours, 8 hours, or 12 hours.
But now they've not been able to do that.
So it's vague. So that in itself is also not. So when does it end?
You see, I think
let's take your brief thoughts on that, because there's something else.
I think that it's perhaps just good that it is the opposition that was also demanding that the 24-hour thing shouldn't happen.
But they are the same ones who have also been complaining about the release of results. So
yes. But I'm saying that they at the press conference that the Sierra Ketia made a presentation, he had made the point that, look, the EC insists that they're going to do this within the next 2 hours. We don't think that it is possible. It's important that they wait. In Africa, where all the time you have opposition parties being the one complaining about rigging and so on and so forth, if the situation was that it is the ruling party that was saying, look, no, we don't want the EC to declare in 24 hours, and indeed the EC then extends it, the message this would have sent would be that, oh, okay, because the ruling party says they don't want the declaration done, see, the EC has extended it. So I think that it was overly ambitious for them to say we're going to do it in 24 hours. Right. They believed in their systems, but the reality is that even at IPAC, I'm sure that they see how issues can get quite contentious, and they should have realized that, look, this is a nationwide process, quite complicated. Yes, we are waiting for 16 results from the 16 regions, but results could delay in the constituencies, as a result of which we may not have a full result from a particular
Let's quickly do this. I'm going to put the two of you on the spot here, but so far, when you look at the work that the Electoral Commission has done, how would you rate them?
Well, I think they've done a good job so far. It's not an easy process.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate them?
It's difficult. It's difficult to
process not completed, but thus far, everything that you've seen.
And I could say something then the next 2 hours. Or
yes, but we're talking of now. Now, up to this point.
But at this stage, I think that I would say that they've done quite well.
Out of 10.
Well, out of 10, I would say I'll put them at around 7 so far, knowing what I've.
I will give you a range from 5 up Yes,
from 5
between
upwards.
the range of 5 to 10.
Okay, so let's quickly do
The
this.
scale. We slide.
I was meant to vote in the Ayawaso area. I ended up not voting in that area. I voted in Dadikotopon, where Rita now Dolesowa actually, has won. But there are some interesting dynamics you'd like to share from where you voted. Which is your home constituency?
Well, my home, as in where I live in Accra, it will be in Adenta, but I did vote in Medina.
Okay. Right. Interesting one there. Did you expect what happened in Medina to happen?
Well, because I don't live in the Medina constituency, I happen to have gone there to register because of work, one needed to get a place where you could easily go register. Because of COVID, you don't want to be in long queues and so on. Mm-hmm. So, fortunately, there was a center there that had no people at all times, so I decided to go vote.
Same as me.
Yeah, so, because the Medina was
we're very pressed for time, so it has to be very brief.
And so it's not surprising what has happened if you listen to people within the constituency. But it was, for me, one of the battlegrounds in Greater Accra.
Right. For you?
I live in Lejokuku, in Teshi.
Right.
So I
Dr.
voted
Koboy?
Yes, Dr. Koboy, who...
you are the people who are constantly changing every 4 years.
4 years. That's the
Mubuno thought.
4 years. And as we said prior, I think it's a very interesting case study. Lejokuku Krowo, it will be very good for some research work to be done there to find out what exactly is it that makes this flip back, forth, and things. But Lejokuku, that's where I live, and that's where I voted. My polling station was...
Did you see it coming?
Quite clear. Maybe yes.
Maybe yes.
Yes, maybe yes.
You think Dr. Koboy didn't do enough?
No, not that he didn't do enough. In Lejokuku, it's not about whether you did enough or not. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. It's not about whether you did enough. You can do the best. Mafresh, as we used to call her, Gulumeke, did fantastic, but she was taking off. It's not. I don't know what it is, but I just kind of felt because we had a couple of midnight projects, right. And when you go to the markets, people were not amused. This gutter has been here. Why is it now being constructed? We are having tar on tar, that's cool, tar on the road. Those little things didn't seem to amuse. But I have personally met him in a town hall meeting. He's the first MP I've ever met in a town hall meeting to talk about our concerns. He gave out his phone number. You can text him. And I felt he was one of the most, interactive and approachable and young.
Unfortunately,
it didn't work out. So that's why I said it's a case study. I think people need to do some good work, myself included, on why this particular constituency, this keeps happening, and several others like that.
Dr. Yakubu Nansata, thank you very much for joining us, development consultant, and of course, Executive Director for the Media Foundation for West Africa, Suleimana Brima. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very much. Well, from Studio 997, it's been exciting here, and we still continue with our coverage of Election 2020. Don't you forget, Election HQ is the hashtag. Handing over back to you, MFR.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. And of course, election headquarters is made possible, our coverage made possible by Petrosol. Clean fuel in full quantity. We have Core FS, it's an immune booster. Cowbell Coffee, you need to taste it and love it. McDan Shipping, your total logistics partner. We also have Part Ever Limited, is your home of modern furniture. Hepa Plus mixture treats malaria in just 4 days. I'm here because I took Hepa Plus mixture. I had some bad malaria. And also DDP Outdoor, also serving great brands over the period, and these are our proud sponsors. Thank you very much for making our coverage possible. Election Headquarters 2020. Now, earlier we told you about the Electoral Commission's extension of declaration time. The Peace Council had also told us to keep calm. No need for tension and wait for the Electoral Commission to declare that result. We're hoping it will be done at 5 p.m. as earlier communicated by a statement they brought just moments ago, told us that it's been extended, but we are not told about when the new timeline will be or when they would declare that result. But my colleague Israel Laye is stationed at the Electoral Commission. He joins us via Zoom. Israel, thanks for joining us. So do we have a new time as communicated from the Electoral Commission since you are there?
No, we do not have a new time. The officials have moved away. They are in the coalition room, the strong room as we've known it, and I'm anticipating that they probably may be coming back to us to give us some information. But what I know and what I've picked up in the last couple of hours is that we have, since we spoke, or I spoke with Dr. Sribokoku, who's the Director of Elections, we've since had some of the results come in. And so those results are being presented to the political party representatives in the collation room here at the Electoral Commission. So I'm anticipating that that probably may be coming available sometime soon. But what we have is a statement that the EC, or the official position of the EC as we speak, is a statement that they issued in the last, I'd say, 15, 20 minutes, and essentially talks about the fact that the 5 p.m. deadline that we're anticipating to declare the results is not plausible, or it's no longer feasible. And so we should be looking at a much later time. They haven't indicated, but, well, it is still within the 24 hours that they had given themselves. And so we'll just have to wait for them to get back to us. But whilst I can just run you through the statement that they shared. So it just indicates that the Electoral Commission informs the general public that to ensure the collation of results at the constituency and regional collation centers across the country is accurate, the EC will extend its intended timeline for declaring the 2020 presidential election results. A new timeline will be communicated shortly, so which is what we're waiting for, to see what the new timeline is going to be. As it continues, the Commission has continually reiterated that transparency, integrity, and fairness are the yardstick by which it conducted the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections. As such, to ensure that the declared presidential results are 100% accurate and reflective of the will of the people, the Commission entreats the public and all stakeholders to exercise patience as the collation process continues in the presence of political party agents and election observers. So that is what we have at the moment. So what, again, something else I'm picking up, apart from what the Director of Elections has told me officially, where he cited the fact that there are some challenges to some of the results at the constituency level. So the party agents, or some of the party agents, are refusing to endorse the results. And so it has decided, it was the presiding officers, or those who are in charge, were deciding that they were going to hold on to it. But I actually heard the Director of Elections on phone speak with them to give them some instructions. And I believe that is what has led, or it's for that reason that we're getting a lot more of the results coming in. Another official I had a conversation with was indicating that one of the challenges they had was the downpour on voting day, which meant that some of the roads that were usually just fine, motorable, have become have deteriorated, which makes it a lot more difficult for them to move from the districts to the regional level. And so these are some of the challenges that they have encountered, but it appears they are surmounting those challenges, and pretty shortly we should be getting something for them. Another thing I could say is I went by the International Conference Center, where we're expecting to have the declaration of results done, and you could tell that something was about to happen. I actually saw the police mounting the vehicles there. You could tell clearly that there was heavy security presence, which suggests that there was something about to happen. It's just that it's late. It's not going to happen at 5 p.m. any longer, but it is definitely going to happen because the EC appears primed for it.
For information when it comes to the Electoral Commission. So earlier you mentioned that some results had come in. I'm sure a little bit has whispered to you in terms of which regions the EC has received results from. We are all waiting for you to tell us. Please give us information.
All right, so I know about the Upper West region coming in. That much I know, which is what we also have actually. We have the Upper region. I also know that Oti region has also coming, which indeed we also have. Mm-hmm. So yes, I see the challenge, and the Director of Elections explained earlier. The challenge has to do with the fact that you're waiting for the entire set or the full complement of the results from the region before they will receive it here. So if they are not getting that, or at the regional level, if they are not getting that, they have a difficulty sending that result through, because they're waiting for all the constituencies so they can put them together and send them through. So if there's any hold up, that's why, or that would make it difficult for them to send it through. I don't know how they're intending to go around that, but yes, these are the two regions I know have coming.
Well, a lot more Ghanaians are trying to calm their nerves as we wait, trying to cut through the tension and all. The Peace Council have told us to do same. But what's the situation at the Electoral Commission amongst the commissioners, amongst the Director of Elections and the EC officials as they work and wait for the results to come through from the regions?
They appear very, very calm, actually. Oh. They seem to know what they're doing. They seem to have things pretty much under control. The Director of Elections is one of the guys you think that he will be quite disturbed, because this whole thing really sits at his desk. But he seems to be quite calm about it, and probably because he's quite assured and convinced that they know what they're doing, and he's confident that they're going to get things done at the right time and doing it well. And it's the same way we're deciding, we at the election headquarters. And I must say, congratulations to you guys for a great job, the great job that you're doing. You see, we're supposed to be doing this thing diligently and meticulously, as we've done in previous elections, and getting it right. And
not getting ahead of ourselves. Not like the way others are getting ahead of themselves to declare results and all. We do it meticulously, painstakingly.
Yeah. So let's do it diligently, as you guys have done it, and as you guys are doing it, and as we have done in previous years. We're going to get to it, and into our audiences all over the country and all over the world. We know how to do this. We've been doing this for so long, and so rest assured, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it and get it right. We wouldn't want to do it and have to backtrack or encore.
No way.
Or dent our credibility.
No way. But generally, though, I'm still interested in the atmosphere at the Electoral Commission. I'll let you go. I know you have to go and get more information for us. But you've talked about Dr. Srebo Kweku, for instance, tough guy. He's, he's not bowing to any of the pressure. But how about Jean Mensah, Dr. Bosman Asare, Samuel Tete? How are they coping? I'm sure you cited them at one point or the other. Tell us about...
Okay, so Jean Mensah I have been cited. Okay. The chairperson I have been cited. I've seen Dr. Bosman. Dr. Bosman seems also quite calm. And he takes things quite well. He takes pressure very easily. Because I've seen him around, and he's quite okay. Pretty much like Dr. Srebo Kweku.
Okay. Well, interesting, because Dr. Bosman Asare, this is his first. Jean Mensah, her first as well. But Samuel Tete been doing this for how long? And then Srebo Kweku has also been doing this for so long. But Israel, please keep your ears and eyes open. The whole country is dependent on you at this point. Since you are at the Electoral Commission, I don't envy you at all at this point. But as and when you get more, we'll come back to you. Israel, thank you.
Sure, I'm fine.
Well, that's Israel bringing us information from the Electoral Commission following their decision to extend their own 24-hour timeline they gave in terms of declaration of results. We are yet to know the new time they are setting. But here at your election headquarters, we have 204 out of the 275 constituencies presidential results. We've also been bringing you some parliamentary results, the huge losses, the big falls, and of course, the huge surprises so far. Daniel, I'll come to you so we get to the smart wall shortly. But let me take a quick break here on your election headquarters, proudly brought to you by Petrosol, clean for full quantity, Core FS, Cowbell Coffee. Love it, or you taste it first and then you love it. Magdan Shipping, your total logistics partner. Part Ever Limited is your home of modern furniture. When we come to Hepa Plus mixture, it treats malaria in just 4 days. And DDP Outdoor, long-serving great brands and over the period. Hepa Plus mixture, if it was before the election, if I did this 4 days, it would have been trouble. But of course, after that, 4 days it treats malaria, so it's 4. And we'll take a quick break here on your election headquarters. I'll be right back.